This video will go through the three groups of drugs, how cigarettes specifically work and what they do, and two examples of how your life, besides health effects, can be affected.
There are three basic groups of drugs, and each one affects the body in a unique way. Depressants, like cannabis or marijuana or hashish, as well as GHB, also known as fantasy, and alcohol, slow down electrical signals between your brain and your body. Then there are stimulants, such as cocaine, ecstasy, amphetamines and methamphetamines or ice. These work differently by speeding up the messages to your brain. And then there are hallucinogens, or psychedelics, which include drugs like LSD and magic mushrooms. These alter a person's perception of reality, making them see and hear things that aren't there. Ecstasy is classified as both a hallucinogen and a stimulant. Cannabis can have a similar effect in large enough quantities. There are many different names for the same drugs, and they are frequently changing. For example, cannabis comes in various forms, strengths and strains, and goes by different names, including marijuana and hashish. Cannabis also has many street names, including pot, dope, grass, Mary Jane, weed, head, doobie and ganja. In the same way, amphetamines go by various names such as speed, uppers, Louis or whiz, for example. Ice is sometimes called crystal meth or just plain crystal, and sometimes shabu, glass or shard. Cannabis is the most used illicit drug among young people, with over 14% between the ages of 12 and 17 having tried it. In the same age group, stimulants like cocaine, amphetamines and ice are generally used less. There are similar results with hallucinogens at 3% and ecstasy at 2.7%. Cannabis, GHB and alcohol slow down the messages travelling between the brain and the body. Let's dig a little deeper into one of them.
Cigarettes aren't good for us. That's hardly news. We've known about the dangers of smoking for decades. But how exactly do cigarettes harm us? Let's look at what happens as their ingredients make their way through our bodies and how we benefit physically when we finally give up smoking. With each inhalation, smoke brings its more than 5,000 chemical substances into contact with the body's tissues. From the start, tar, a black, resinous material, begins to coat the teeth and gums, damaging tooth enamel and eventually causing decay. Over time, smoke also damages nerve endings in the nose, causing loss of smell. Inside the airways and lungs, smoke increases the likelihood of infections, as well as chronic diseases like bronchitis and emphysema. It does this by damaging the cilia, tiny, hair-like structures whose job it is to keep the airways clean. It then fills the alveoli, tiny air sacs that enable the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the lungs and blood. A toxic gas called carbon monoxide crosses that membrane into the blood, binding to hemoglobin and displacing the oxygen it would usually have transported around the body. That's one of the reasons smoking can lead to oxygen deprivation and shortness of breath. Within about 10 seconds, the bloodstream carries a stimulant called nicotine to the brain, triggering the release of dopamine and other neurotransmitters, including endorphins, that create the pleasurable sensations which make smoking highly addictive. Nicotine and other chemicals from the cigarette simultaneously cause constriction of blood vessels and damage their delicate endothelial lining, restricting blood flow. These vascular effects lead to thickening of blood vessel walls and enhance blood platelet stickiness, increasing the likelihood that clots will form and trigger heart attacks and strokes. Many of the chemicals inside cigarettes can trigger dangerous mutations in the body's DNA that make cancers form. Additionally, ingredients like arsenic and nickel may disrupt the process of DNA repair, thus compromising the body's ability to fight many cancers. In fact, about 1 of every 3 cancer deaths in the United States is caused by smoking. And it's not just lung cancer. Smoking can cause cancer in multiple tissues and organs, as well as damaged eyesight and weakened bones. It makes it harder for women to get pregnant, and in men, it can cause erectile dysfunction. But for those who quit smoking, there's a huge positive upside with almost immediate and long-lasting physical benefits. Just 20 minutes after a smoker's final cigarette, their heart rate and blood pressure begin to return to normal. After 12 hours, carbon monoxide levels stabilize, increasing the blood's oxygen carrying capacity. A day after ceasing, heart attack risk begins to decrease as blood pressure and heart rates normalize. After 2 days, the nerve endings responsible for smell and taste start to recover. Lungs become healthier after about 1 month, with less coughing and shortness of breath. The delicate, hair-like cilia in the airways and lungs start recovering within weeks and are restored after 9 months, improving resistance to infection. By the 1-year anniversary of quitting, heart disease risk plummets to half as blood vessel function improves. 5 years in, the chance of a clot forming dramatically declines, and the risk of stroke continues to reduce. After 10 years, the chances of developing fatal lung cancer go down by 50%, probably because the body's ability to repair DNA is once again restored. 15 years in, the likelihood of developing coronary heart disease is essentially the same as that of a non-smoker. There's no point pretending this is all easy to achieve. Quitting can lead to anxiety and depression resulting from nicotine withdrawal. But fortunately, such effects are usually temporary, and quitting is getting easier, thanks to a growing arsenal of tools. Nicotine replacement therapy through gum, skin patches, lozenges and sprays may help wean smokers off cigarettes. They work by stimulating nicotine receptors in the brain and thus preventing withdrawal symptoms without the addition of other harmful chemicals. Counseling and support groups, cognitive behavioral therapy, and moderate intensity exercise also help smokers stay cigarette-free. That's good news, since quitting puts you and your body on the path back to health. If you want to see more videos on building healthy habits, check out this playlist. And if you want to help support TED-Ed's non-profit mission, please consider making a small donation at patreon.com/TED-Ed.
When I first started doing drugs,
When I started using drugs,
I didn't respect myself.
I wasn't respecting myself.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Ashley. I can tell you're new here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you this.
No, that's okay.
I don't think you understand. You're gonna take this, because that's what it takes to be in the school.
Alright, we've gone over in processing for the past couple hours. Let's take a break for lunch. Be back at 12:30.
What's up, bro? Chris.
Hey, Spence.
Nice to meet you. Here's my food.
Man, I gotta wake up.
I can help you out with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, everyone. This is my friend just gave me some of this stuff right here.
Oh man, I'm
Just
good.
just look at it.
Yeah, all right, hey, let's go outside, yeah?
All right, let's go.
Hey, Ashley. I need some more that Steph gave you the other day.
It's gonna cost you this time.
Here.
Vince.
Squad, attention! Roll call.
PFC Davis. PFC Davis. Has anybody seen Davis? Present Sergeant, are you serious, Davis? Get on your face.
Okay, so you're not showing up for practice anymore, and when you are here, your effort's not good enough.
Coach, I'll try harder. Please don't put me off.
You know, we just can't count on you.
Please.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to let you go.
Because your daughter is failing all of her mandatory classes, she's not going to graduate high school.
You have brought nothing but disappointment to this family. Get out of my house.
All right, PFC Davis, you know why you're here. My name is Special Agent Scott with Army Criminal Investigation Command. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand? You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to you. Do you understand? Would you like a lawyer at this time? Well, let's get to talking.
And when I thought all hope was lost,
I made the choice
I made the choice
to respect myself,
to respect myself,
to be drug-free,